Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to rise up. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. This is your season. Your breakthrough is on the horizon, but it won't come to those who are sitting still, waiting for miracles to knock on their door. Breakthroughs are for the bold, the daring, and the ones who prepare themselves for the opportunities that come disguised as challenges. Let me tell you something, you didn't come this far to stay the same. Every setback, every trial, every tear, it's all been preparation for this moment. So I ask you, are you ready? The storms in your life aren't there to destroy you, they're there to shape you, to mold you into something stronger, something better. When the winds howl and the rain beats you down, it's easy to think you're being punished, that life is against you. But let me tell you something, the storm is a signal. It's a sign that the ground beneath you is shifting, making room for something greater. You see, breakthroughs don't come wrapped in comfort. They don't show up when the sun is shining and the waters are calm. They come in the chaos and the turbulence, when everything feels like it's falling apart. That's when the seed of transformation is planted. The pressure you feel in the storm is the same force that strengthens you, sharpens you, and prepares you to rise. When the storm hits, don't waste your energy fighting it. Don't sit there asking, why me? Start asking, what's this trying to teach me? What's it preparing me for? Because every storm has a purpose, and its purpose is to test your foundation. If you've been building on fear, doubt, or insecurity, the storm will expose it. But if you've been building on faith, resilience, and determination, the storm won't shake you, it'll elevate you. Remember, the storm doesn't last forever. It's temporary, but its lessons are permanent. You have to endure it, not just survive it, but thrive through it. Keep your eyes on the horizon, because the storm isn't the end. It's the beginning of your breakthrough. So when the clouds gather and the winds start to blow, don't run. Stand tall. The storm isn't your enemy, it's your preparation. Expectation is a powerful force. It's more than a thought, it's a decision. It's choosing to see what's possible, even when your current reality says otherwise. Hope is good, but it's passive. Expectation is active. It's the energy that pulls the future closer, that aligns your actions with what you believe is coming. You can't stumble into a breakthrough hoping it might happen. That's like standing in the middle of a field waiting for lightning to strike. You've got to be intentional. Expectation sharpens your focus. It makes you move differently, think differently, speak differently. When you expect something to happen, you prepare for it. You don't wait for the opportunity to show up, you start living like it's already here. But here's the thing, expectation requires faith. Not blind faith, but bold faith, the kind that says, even if I can't see it right now, I know it's coming. You've got to trust the process even when the results are invisible. That's the hardest part, isn't it? Believing in the unseen, holding on to a promise that hasn't materialized yet. But that's the work. That's what separates those who break through from those who break down. Expectation also has a language. The words you speak reflect what you believe. If you're constantly saying, I don't know if I can do this, or what if it doesn't work out? You're not expecting a breakthrough, you're expecting defeat. Change the narrative. Speak with authority. Say, I've got this. It's already mine. I'm just waiting for it to manifest. When you shift your mindset to expectation, you start to notice doors you didn't see before. Opportunities that were always there suddenly become visible. That's not luck, that's alignment. When your mind and spirit are tuned to expectation, the world starts responding to the energy you put out. But you've got to keep that expectation alive. Nurture it. Feed it with positive action and unshakable belief, because expectation is the birthplace of your breakthrough. Preparation isn't glamorous. It's not the applause, the spotlight, or the moment of triumph. It's the grind, the discipline, and the quiet work you do when no one else is looking. That's where breakthroughs are born. People get it twisted. They think success shows up like magic, like one day everything just clicks. But real breakthroughs happen in the dark, in those moments when it's just you, your effort, and your commitment to the process. Think about a seed buried in the soil. It's hidden from sight, surrounded by dirt, and pressed down by the weight of the earth. But that's where it grows. That's where its roots dig deep, where it finds the strength to push through. It doesn't complain about the darkness, it uses it. The same is true for you. The darkness isn't a setback, it's your foundation. What you do when no one is watching determines what happens when everyone is. The hours you spend practicing, learning, refining your skills, those are the hours that set you apart. It's easy to show up when the cameras are rolling, but can you show up when it's just you? Can you stay committed when there's no applause, no validation, just the quiet promise you've made to yourself? That's the test. Preparation requires sacrifice. It's saying no to distractions, no to shortcuts, no to anything that doesn't align with your vision. It's putting in the work day after day, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Because here's the truth, the results will come, but only if you stay faithful to the process. Don't wait for the light to show up before you start moving. Work while it's dark. Build your strength, sharpen your skills, and prepare yourself for the moment when the breakthrough comes. Because when it does, you won't have time to get ready, you'll have to be ready. And that readiness comes from the unseen hours, the quiet discipline, the relentless preparation that no one else sees but that everyone will one day admire. Excuses are the chains that keep you tied to the same spot. They feel safe, don't they? They give you something to lean on, a reason to justify why things haven't changed. But let me tell you something, as long as you hold on to excuses, you'll never move forward. Excuses don't build you up, they tear you down piece by piece, until there's nothing left but regret. It's not that life hasn't given you challenges, of course it has. But the question is, are you going to let those challenges define you, or are you going to rise above them? Everybody's got a story. Everybody's been through something. You can sit there and say, it's not my fault, or I didn't ask for this, and you might be right. But where does that get you? Stuck. Stagnant. Watching the world move on while you stay rooted in place. You've got to stop looking for reasons why you can't, and start finding reasons why you must. Excuses keep your focus on what's wrong, but solutions shift your focus to what's possible. That's the mindset you need to break through. Instead of saying, I don't have the time, say, I'll make the time. Instead of saying, I don't have the resources, say, I'll find a way, because let me tell you, the most successful people didn't start with perfect conditions, they created them. Excuses also rob you of accountability. They let you off the hook. But growth only comes when you take full responsibility for your life, no matter the circumstances. It's not about blaming yourself, it's about empowering yourself. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you take back your power. You've got to make a choice. Do you want to stay comfortable, or do you want to break through? Because you can't have both. Comfort lives in excuses, but breakthroughs demand action. They demand that you look at your obstacles and say, you're not stronger than me. Let go of the excuses. They're not serving you, they're suffocating you. It's time to breathe, to step into your potential, and to take the action that will lead you to the life you've been waiting for. The people you surround yourself with are either lifting you higher or pulling you down. There's no in between. Take a look at your circle, the ones closest to you. Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Are they speaking life into your dreams, or are they draining the energy right out of you? The truth is, you can't reach your breakthrough if you're tied to people who are content staying stuck. It's not about cutting people off just to feel powerful, it's about aligning yourself with those who match your hunger for growth. Elevators take you up, right? But if you step into one that's broken, you're not going anywhere. The same goes for relationships. If the people around you aren't moving, neither are you. You can have all the potential in the world, but the wrong environment will suffocate it. Now, let's be honest, sometimes it's hard to let go of certain people. Maybe they've been around forever. Maybe you feel a sense of loyalty. But loyalty to the wrong crowd is a recipe for mediocrity. You can love people from a distance without letting them weigh you down. You've got to prioritize your destiny over temporary comfort. Here's what you need to look for: surround yourself with people who challenge you. Not in a way that tears you down, but in a way that makes you better. Be with people who dream big, who work hard, and who aren't afraid to tell you when you're slipping. That kind of accountability is priceless. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you honest. And don't just look for what they can do for you. Be someone who lifts others too. Iron sharpens iron. When you're in a room full of driven, purpose-filled people, something shifts in the atmosphere. That energy is contagious, and it fuels your own fire. The company you keep is a reflection of where you're headed. If you want to soar, you can't keep running with chickens. Look up, find your flock, and elevate. Your breakthrough depends on it. The words you speak over yourself are more powerful than you realize. Every time you open your mouth, you're either building yourself up or tearing yourself down. It's not about what others are saying, it's about what you are saying to you. Your words create your reality. If you're constantly speaking doubt, fear, or failure, don't be surprised when those things show up in your life. But when you start speaking life boldly, unapologetically, you shift the atmosphere around you. Think about it. When was the last time you truly encouraged yourself? Not a casual "I'll be fine," but a declaration: I am strong. I am capable. I am worthy of the breakthrough I'm working toward. That kind of talk isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's setting your mind, heart, and spirit on the same frequency as your goals. Now, it won't always feel natural, especially when life gets tough. The moment things go wrong, the temptation is to say, maybe this isn't for me, or I'm just not good enough. Stop right there. Catch those words before they leave your lips. Replace them with truth. Say, this is just a chapter, not my whole story. I'm built for this. Even if you don't feel it in the moment, speak it anyway. Because your spirit hears you. Words are seeds. What you plant today will grow tomorrow. Speak negativity, and that's what will sprout. But speak positivity, hope, and determination, and you'll start to see those qualities take root in your life. It's not about ignoring reality, it's about choosing to see beyond it. This isn't just about daily affirmations, it's about developing a habit of speaking life no matter what's going on. When you face a challenge, instead of saying, I can't handle this, say, this is preparing me for something bigger. When you fail, don't say, I'm a failure. Say, I learned something, and I'll do better next time. Speak to your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, and tell them, you don't own me. Speak to your dreams and tell them, I'm coming for you. Speak life, not because everything is perfect, but because you refuse to settle for anything less than the greatness inside you. Your words are the first step toward your breakthrough. Use them wisely. You can't rise carrying things that were never meant for your journey. The weight you're dragging behind you, old mistakes, toxic relationships, past failures, isn't just heavy, it's holding you back from everything you're destined to become. You've got to let it go. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because as long as you keep carrying what no longer serves you, you'll never have the strength to grab hold of what's ahead. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending the hurt never happened or acting like the pain didn't shape you. No. Letting go means choosing freedom over familiarity. It means looking at what's been weighing you down and saying, you don't control me anymore. That's power. That's liberation. Think about it. How far can you run if you're tied to the past? Every time you replay that failure, relive that betrayal, or cling to that toxic connection, you're adding another shackle to your ankles. And here's the thing, those shackles aren't just holding you back, they're stealing your joy, your focus, your peace. You weren't meant to live in chains. Letting go also means making peace with yourself. Sometimes the heaviest baggage we carry isn't what others did to us, it's what we've done to ourselves. The guilt, the self-doubt, the regret, they pile up until we can't move. But hear this, you can't change the past, but you can decide how it shapes your future. Forgive yourself. Give yourself permission to start fresh, to rebuild, to move forward. And yes, letting go will hurt. It's not easy to release what's familiar, even when you know it's toxic. But growth always requires sacrifice. The pain of letting go is temporary, but the freedom it brings lasts a lifetime. When you release what's weighing you down, you make room for what's meant to lift you up. New opportunities, healthier relationships, greater success, they can't come into your life if your hands are full of what you should have left behind. So today, make the decision. Let it go. Whatever it is, fear, anger, shame, or that voice telling you you're not enough, it has no place in your future. You've got mountains to climb, victories to claim, and a life to live. But first, you've got to set yourself free. Letting go isn't just an act of release, it's an act of faith. Faith that what's ahead is greater than anything you've left behind. Faith isn't just a word, it's the engine that keeps you moving when every sign around you says stop. It's easy to believe when things are going well, when doors are opening and everything feels aligned. But real faith shows up in the silence, in the waiting, when nothing seems to be working, and you're tempted to give up. That's when faith becomes your lifeline, your anchor, the thing that holds you steady until your breakthrough comes. You can't see it yet, but faith tells you it's already there. It whispers, keep going when the world is screaming. Turn back faith isn't about ignoring reality, it's about trusting that your reality can change. It's about believing that the struggle you're in now is shaping you for the blessings you've been waiting for. And faith demands action. It's not passive, it doesn't sit around hoping something will happen. Faith says, I'm going to step out. Even if I can't see the whole path, yet you don't need the entire staircase to take the first step. That's what faith is. It's moving forward when the road is dark, trusting that each step will reveal the next. But here's the thing, faith will be tested. Life will throw obstacles in your way, not to break you, but to build you. Every setback, every delay, every closed door, it's all part of the process. Faith isn't just about believing in the destination, it's about believing in the journey, even when it's hard. Sometimes faith is quiet. It doesn't always roar like a lion. Sometimes it's a whisper in your soul, a small voice that says, don't quit. Keep trusting, and that's enough. Because faith doesn't require proof, it requires persistence. It doesn't demand guarantees, it demands commitment. And here's the reward for faith when the breakthrough finally comes. It's not just about the victory, it's about the transformation. You'll look back and realize that faith wasn't just the bridge to your breakthrough, it was the breakthrough. It changed you, strengthened you, and prepared you to handle what's on the other side. So hold on to your faith like your life depends on it, because it does. When doubt creeps in, push it out with belief. When fear tries to take over, stand firm. Faith isn't a feeling, it's a choice. And every day you choose faith, you're one step closer to the moment when everything you've been believing for becomes your reality. Action is the language of commitment. It's the difference between dreaming about something and doing something about it. Too many people sit back, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. But let me tell you something, the perfect time doesn't exist. You've got to move now, in the midst of uncertainty, in the face of fear, and in spite of doubt. Because action is what turns your potential into progress. The truth is, nothing changes until you do. You can hope, pray, and visualize all day, but until you take that first step, everything stays the same. That step doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be forward. Stop worrying about having all the answers. Stop waiting for a sign. The moment you decide to act, you've already created your own sign. Action builds momentum. It's like pushing a heavy wheel. At first, it's hard. It feels slow. You might wonder if you're even making progress. But if you keep pushing, something amazing happens. That wheel starts to move faster, and with less effort. That's the power of consistent action. Every small step compounds into something greater. And don't let fear paralyze you. Fear is a liar. It tells you all the reasons why you shouldn't, why you can't, why you'll fail. But the only way to silence fear is to act in spite of it. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward even while you feel it. Each time you act, you weaken fear's grip on you. Action also creates clarity. Sometimes you won't know what the right move is until you start moving. Sitting still won't give you answers. But once you step into the process, the path begins to reveal itself. It's like walking through fog. You might not see far ahead, but every step makes the road a little clearer. Don't wait for someone to hand you permission or assurance. The breakthrough you're waiting for is waiting on you to act. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work. So make the call, take the leap, do the thing you've been putting off. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that every step forward is bringing you closer to your breakthrough. Remember, this action transforms dreams into reality. It's not the size of the step that matters, it's the fact that you're stepping. And once you start moving, there's no limit to how far you can go. Consistency is the difference between wishing for success and earning it. It's easy to get excited at the start, to have that initial burst of energy when you've got a new goal, a new dream. But the real challenge is staying in the game day after day when the initial excitement fades, when the grind sets in, and when the results don't show up as quickly as you hoped. That's when most people quit. But those who keep pushing, those who stay consistent, are the ones who break through. It's not about doing everything at once. It's not about achieving everything today. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency isn't flashy. It's the quiet discipline that makes the loud success possible. It's doing what needs to be done, even when no one is watching, when there's no applause, and when you're not seeing the immediate rewards. It's trusting the process, even when the results are slow to come. But here's the thing about consistency: it compounds. Every day you show up, you're building a foundation, brick by brick. And over time, those small, consistent actions add up. It's like a river carving through rock. At first, it seems like nothing is happening, but with enough persistence, the water will break through even the hardest surface. Your effort will pay off, even when you can't see it yet. Now, consistency doesn't mean mindlessly repeating the same thing over and over and over. It means staying committed, but also being willing to adjust, to learn, and to grow. It's about showing up with purpose, with passion, and with the belief that every action is a step closer to your breakthrough. If something's not working, don't quit, tweak it. If the path gets rough, don't stop, find a way around it. The key is never to give up. Life will throw curveballs. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But consistency is what keeps you in the game when everything else tells you to quit. It's the muscle that gets stronger every time you choose to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. It's the thing that separates the dreamers from the achievers. So, don't worry about overnight success. Don't chase the quick win. Focus on showing up. Focus on doing the work, no matter how small the steps. Trust that your consistency will eventually lead you to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. And when it comes, you'll look back and realize that it wasn't the big moments that got you there. It was the consistent, everyday commitment that made all the difference. Keep pushing. Keep showing up. Your breakthrough is coming, and consistency will carry you there.